Hey, what's up, everybody? As you know, my videos are raw, short, and sweet. I'm trying to speak louder. Sometimes my videos, I guess I mumble too much or speak too low. So yeah, I'm just gonna play like a quick line of this, like a 5 second, 10 second thing, whatever maybe. Show those guys some love. You can check them out. As I say, like any little clips that I play of other people's videos, check them out. Show them some love. Um, if I disagree with them, don't be mean to them. Anyways, um, he's interviewing this girl, whatever. I'm not really gonna get to that part, whatever. But he says like, well, she's talking about like being 18 years old and living under her parents, and they support Donald Trump, and she only gets like certain access to like certain like channels and stuff like that, which is like the right media and stuff like that. But anyways, and then he's like he thinks that's like kind of like child abuse, where like the kid doesn't have like their own thoughts, their own process, like like everything's just based on what the parents tell them, and they're supposed to just believe it and just like not question it. And I would say that a lot of us um grew up like that. We still grow up like that, right? And it's like it's one of those things where it's like you everything's child abuse if you want to consider it that way, because we all tell our kids, you know, what religion or what belief to believe in, and we're the ones who teach our kids about Santa Claus, Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever it may be, Buddhism, Judaism, um, all that stuff, right? So, and then our kids follow our leads most of the time, right? And oh yeah, it's okay for you to be whatever binary, non-binary, or whatever you want to be. And then other people are like, no, you can only be two genders, and Jesus Christ is gonna, if you sin, whatever, right? So everybody does it, right? Where we have so much influence on our kids, and I do see a lot of the newer generations where they're talking to the kids, and they're um, letting them kids think for themselves, which I think that's the way it should be. But even like the school, right? Like, so like our kids go to our Catholic school, and I made a prayer that I've said to my kids like for like how long now, and they actually like on the older one, literally this year he wanted me to print it off for him, so we printed it off for him, so they both have in their bedrooms, um, but we don't really talk about that really much in like in the house, whatever, because I don't believe in God. But my kids go to Catholic school, but I prefer that over a public school, um, which I hope this doesn't get uh, out to the public, where they knew who I am, whatever, and they kick them out, whatever. But um, I'm not forcing religion on my kids. And the other day, my older son, um, well, my middle son, but my older son with my partner now, because we have three kids together. One passed away, but our older one together, um, which is my middle son. What was it? Yeah, he says something about like he knows Jesus Christ is real, and I go, how? He goes, because of the pictures that I've seen of him, and I'm like, okay, so like I'm letting him believe his own thing, and I'm not pushing that. Like I know, because he goes to the Catholic school, so they're getting pushing on religion, but I'm not gonna be pushed. Like, but we don't in the household, we don't push the thoughts onto them, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? So my whole thing is that like everything is kind of child abuse, because them just going to Catholic school or not going to Catholic school, or them eating meat or not eating meat. It's like we put everything on our kids, right? So everything that, like everything, you know what I mean? Like, is basically child abuse, right? So yeah, so we don't talk about it really in the house. As I said, I say my prayer to them. Um, we say thank you, God, for the food and stuff like that. Make sure that they know that they're lucky, we're blessed. Like even this morning, literally, when we're driving, I'm like, there's like today, it's yesterday too. I was like, yo, it's really cold outside, and like we have homeless people, and shouldn't have homeless people, and we're really lucky, we're blessed to actually have a house, to have food, and stuff like that. So I keep remind my kids about stuff like that. But back to the whole point about like but like enforcing certain things on them. And I tried like like make them have their own thoughts, like their own as much as possible. Like my as I said my middle son, um, as I said he right now thinks that there's Jesus Christ, right? Because of the pictures he's seen. So I'm like, okay, fine. And I was gonna ask him like, so what? You think the white images that you see, the blue eyes, whatever? But I'm like, nah, no, forget. I won't go into that with him, right? But I'm gonna let him come with his own decisions in life, whatever it may be. But as I said before, we force everything's child abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like even literally this week, no, it was last week when I was cooking dinner. Last week, yeah, last week, not this week. That okay, so not this Sunday that passed, the Sunday before that, which was I guess like the what the like November, the end of November one, that weekend. I cooked them dinner, which I always do like on Sundays. Sundays is when I cook them dinner. Because during the week I'm usually at home, whatever. And if I am home, then I'll whatever she cooks, then I'll. If I'm home earlier, then she tell me to cook and whatever, or like finish the food that she cooked that she started, whatever. But anyways, so he had said I was making his food, whatever, and I was like, "How was the taste?" He goes, "Yeah, it was good, whatever." Because I was like, it's your food, right? I gotta make sure that you actually enjoy it, right? So so I was like, "Was it too salty?" He's like, "No, it wasn't too salty." And he's like, "No, no, no, no." He's like, I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, don't use salt." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, I'm like, I'm not forcing it onto you, but to me that's good that you don't want to be using salt. So like now I won't be cooking their food with salt, which is obviously a good thing because salt is bad for you. But I grew up with salt, right? And I can't live without eating my food with salt. So the fact that he's at a young age still, where if he can actually cut out salt and like actually enjoy his food without it, that's even great for him because we all know salt is bad for us. And so I'm happy for that, right? But anyways, yeah, I try to listen to my kids as much as I can, but I don't want to force anything on them. I want them to be their own person. So that was really it for this right here. I just wanted to say that, but because like this guy just said right now, like he thinks what she's been through, or forcing herself to like watch one news kind of thing, is child abuse. But I think everything is child abuse, when you think about it. But yeah, so yeah, that's just my two thoughts. But I'll play just one clip part, whatever, and then you can check this guy if you want to check it out to see the whole conversation. Um,
I was president, if I was in some position of, legislative authority, I would consider the way that your parents have raised you to be child abuse. Um, so, point number one, have you ever like done any research into like cults? Like seriously, like I remember when I was in high school.
but yeah, that's all I want to play. But anyways, it's hard to being a parent. It's hard to being human. We only have one shot at this, and we're still learning every day. But I try not to force like my beliefs onto my kids. I want them to have their own beliefs, which is hard for parents to accept that. But I try to put like, as I said, we're not perfect. We're all still learning, right? But we just try to put like the good stuff, like, you know what I mean, like, hey, like just because like I might go back and forth by smoking cigars, and she used to smoke cigarettes, whatever, doesn't mean that you have to do that, like, you know what I mean. But like, and then we try to cut back, or like, well, she's quit smoking and then I quit cigars again because the kids don't like it. But I'm just saying, like, but like they're still young though, but I'm trying, like, as they get older, like, hey, like, you know you got to make your own decisions in life, and whatever you do affects your life. Yes, I'm gonna get hurt too by it, but at the same time, it's you at the end of the day that has to deal with the consequences of whatever you do. And we're here to support you, and we're here to, like, try not to give you bad environment, or bad what do you call it, influence or stuff like that, right? So we try to cut a certain things that you don't see that, or whatever it may be. But in the day, whatever it may be, like, whatever, like, you know whatever you want to do later on in your life, just because we didn't do it doesn't mean you have to do it, you know what I mean? Or just because we did it, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. But if we didn't do something, and you want to try something, that's whatever you're doing, it's your consequences. So like, anyways, I was just saying, like, you know, like, so we try to have an open mind with our kids. We're not perfect, but we also try to like install in them right now that this is your life at the end of the day. So whatever you are doing, good or bad, especially the bad stuff, it's you are the one that has to deal with the side effects, the ricochet, not ricochet, the side effects, the the outcome of it, right? But anyways, yeah, I think I think majority of us, as I said, we install, we force certain things to our kids, whatever it may be, right? So like everything's child abuse, to my knowledge, right? If you think about it. I mean, like, yeah, there's more, as I said, yeah, there's more freedom, but some people get more freedom of the less control kind of thing, or you know, being a kid, or you know, having a little bit more freedom of your life, whatever. But at the end of the day, everything's child abuse because we force the kids into religion, to the school system, to what, you know, what they eat, if they eat meat, if they eat veggies, or yeah, if they're meat eaters, if they're not meat eaters, if they eat with salt, if they don't, like, you know. So anyways, that's just my thought. As I said, my videos are raw, so sometimes it's kind of hard for me to explain everything I'm trying to explain because it's raw. It's not like I write it all down, and I can come back and, like, as I did a couple of videos, and kind of correct myself. Well, I didn't mean that part, but I did. You know what I mean? So it's not like you gotta take like everything I'm saying exactly word for word, even if I'm saying word for, like, even though I'm speaking English and I'm saying, you know, whatever, right? But I mean, like I can come back and say, oh yeah, okay, well, you know, yeah, I meant that, but not in that sense or that frame of mind, kind of thing, or like the way, you know what I mean, the way it was maybe put out there. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, press that like button, follow. Let's not follow. Subscribe, like, comment. Anyways, just be safe. Later.